The Furness Railway in Barrow. Massive subject to say in a very few sentences, but the railway opened 1846. When it opened, it was a pure local line only, extending no more than 20 miles to bring iron ore from the ore fields about 6-7 miles away and slate from the slate quarries down to the tiny village of Barrow, where it was loaded into boats to be sent to the big ironworks around the country. Nothing abroad at that stage. It grew in stages by extensions and amalgamations to have a main line from Carnforth to Whitehaven, together with branches, the principal best known being to Lakeside and Coniston. They also had an extensive docks. Largely the docks were unused and over-ambitious, but they have served us well since in providing cooling ponds for power stations and somewhere to build the hull to build the submarines. They were served by 100 miles of track and sidings, controlled by 20 signal boxes. In 1846, a young man, James Ramsden, was appointed as the locomotive superintendent. A young, very ambitious and energetic man. He seized the moment and was the driving force in the railway's expansion, and eventually he rose to the position of managing director until his retirement in 1895, when the fortunes of the railway were past the best. The railway was instrumental in promoting steelworks, ironworks first, 1859, the shipyard, 1871, and other smaller industries like the jute works and the corn mill, the same investors in each. And at one time they even talked of amalgamating them all. The new management, after the retirement of Sir James, needed to increase traffic, and they did this by introducing tours with a cross-bay steamer service to Fleetwood to bring in more people to serve the new passenger trains that had been purchased, and 20 tours were organised round the lakes, or parts of them. Again, the glory days were over, and we must remember that the railway was always freight and the passengers were a sideline. 1923 brought the end of independence for the Furness, and things just ticked over into the BR era in 1948. But the closure of the ironworks brought about the wholesale removal overnight of most of the sidings and the docks. Disappeared in approximately 6 months, from being a very vibrant to almost gone. And so today we just have a passenger line going through Barrow, and also a cut-off for Barrow from Carnforth to Whitehaven, with a reasonably bright future, new rolling stock, a lot of investment in new viaducts, as well as track work being upgraded.